G'day YouTube, Turbo Tristan here. Welcome to episode 2 of Project GTR Killer Civic. Pretty cold here today, so let's rug up and get to it. So in today's episode, we're going to go through all of the parts that I've gotten so far for the Civic. As you can see behind me, it's quite a bit of stuff already. We're going to go through all of the parts that I bought off eBay for next to nothing. So the whole lot here that you can see behind me only cost a couple of $100. So let's go through and see what we got. Brand new non-genuine guards, got a pair of those. I bought these off Gumtree. These are the little quarter pieces at the back to replace on the car. Got some hectic JDM fog lights, so we'll see how they work. It's going to be a bit tricky fitting those. Down here, front lip spoiler. Just that little part there was a bit rough, but the rest of it seems to fit very well. With the bumper, I managed to get a whole set of new door handles, so be fiddly to sand those and paint those. So it's just cheaper and easier to buy a whole new set. Got myself a new gauge cluster. I'm going to replace all the globes in the back of there. Front bumper looks almost identical. I'm going to pull the bumpers off and compare the genuine one side by side with a non-genuine one, just to give you guys an idea of what you're getting for your money, because generally speaking, the cheaper something is, the worse the quality is. So I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to pull all of this off today and we'll go through it piece by piece. As I said, I wasn't a fan of the spoiler on the back, so I managed to source a whole new boot lid that was all straight. So that's going to get the treatment. New rear bumper just here. So again, we'll pull that off and see how that looks compared to the genuine one, which has been on there for 20 years. I also got the seat belt, which, as you could see in my last video, was pretty frayed. This one here is in great condition, so that should pass no problems. With the fog light kit, came with everything that I need. I just hope it fits and plugs in and it's all plug and play, because there was no instructions with this. So went for the JDM yellow look. All the wiring is there with a nice OEM fog light switch, so that looks really awesome. So hopefully this is all just plug and play and we can stick it on the car and happy motoring. Okay, so just going to start with the front of the car. We're going to pull off the grille. I'll undo all these top bolts that I can easily get to here for the headlights and the guards. Just going to use the baby 1/4 inch drive set today. Basic tools, 10, 12, 14, Phillips head, flathead screwdriver, trusty little cup to catch all the bolts in, and we'll just start at the front and see where we end up. So let's get into it. Okay, so as you just saw, I pulled all the body panels off the front end of the car, the grille, the bumper, the guards, the splash guards. As you would have noticed, I'm not going to keep any of those splash guards, so I ripped them off. I was pretty aggro with those. Because race car, we don't need those, so I've put the panels that I bought on the front of the car, so the guards line up much better. You can see here that the headlight gap is gone, so that's one problem fixed. I was actually going to keep these headlights, but once I took them off, they're pretty manky, so I'll probably sell those and get some hectic Taiwan blacked out custom ones or something off eBay, you know, modernize it a bit. I won't get the rice ones, but I'll get some decent ones. The bumper fits perfectly. The guards all line up as I just mentioned, so you can see here there's no screws in that, it's just sitting on there. So this was the side that had some kind of damage. The frame or anything was very, very straight. It's just missing one bracket there, which bolts from there to sort of bolt the headlight on and this guard. So I'm not worried about it. I just need to get a small bracket. Sure, I'll find one of those. I might hit up the guy that I bought the boot lid off and see if he's got one, because he's not far away. Here's the other side, so that's all done as well. All lines up, all bolts on. I'll pull the bumpers and guards off and we'll just compare them side by side from the aftermarket ones to the genuine one. Okay, so we'll start with the bumper bar. I'll just go over all the mounting tabs and brackets and just double check that they're the same. That way we've got it on film and everyone can see that my $90 bumper from eBay is the same as a genuine one. So let's have a look. So first off, we've got this bracket here, this hole. It's even got those little teeth there. This has them, they're just not as nice. These are all the same. There and there, as you can see. So that's good. Even the shape of where the splash guard goes here is the same on that one. So we've had a win. I was worried that the bumpers and things wouldn't line up, but you know, they've had a long time to get these copies right. So, but this one is the genuine Honda. It's too dirty to see, but trust me, it says Honda on it. This was the bit I was really worried about, was the aftermarket guards. So I'll just lay this one on top. So those holes there are the same. These ones here are the same. Everything lined up on top. I do plan on lipping these guards and cutting all those tabs off because we're not going to use those. So that's all going to go. This one's had the fish oil treatment, so it's in great condition. Just got to pull out those trim pieces because I can't seem to find those on eBay. So if anyone's got a link to these side trims, these ones where my thumb is, I really need some of those because it's going to be easy to paint with fresh ones that don't have any armor all on them. So. And I've also ordered new indicators just for modernising, LED ones, but I'll hang on to those for now. I mentioned in last video that I'd mark out all the dings on the car, so I've just drawn around them with a white bit of crayon that I got from Bunnings. So overall, not a great deal of bodywork to do once I replace those panels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dents, and I'm sure, you know, there's lots of little imperfections in there, but 5 actual dents is pretty good. Hopefully the back of the car's not all mangled underneath that bumper. Alright, to the back end of the car now. So every nut and bolt on the back of this thing is a mystery to me. I've got no idea how to pull these apart. As I've said in previous videos, I've only ever worked on Nissans, and this is all new to me. So let's try and figure out how to pull the back end of the Honda apart. Okay, as you can see, I've got the rear bumper bar off now. You had to take off some of this inner lining to take out these little quarter pieces, which I'm replacing anyway. The tail lights are in really good nick. I kind of like the OEM tail lights. There's nothing wrong with these ones. I'm considering changing them to a two-tone, like clear over red, or maybe just colouring the lens red and having the whole lights red. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. So this little quarter piece that went here, I'll just get it out. Sorry, I've chucked it over here. So it was a little bit creased. It lived just here, and there was that little crease there, but when I take it away, you can see the actual body is perfect. Like, I'll need to, there's a chip in the paint, but just a chip. There's nothing else. There's no dent or wrinkle. So that was really, really lucky. So that's a win. I'm happy with that. And as you can see, once I fix up that little tiny chip there and line that up, that's gonna look brand new. So happy with that. Got the green and gold, the Aussie colours. So there you go. Okay, that looks good there. I think this is a two-person job. Just bang those in, and that saves me getting someone else to help me. Success. Alright, that one's in. Oh well, spoke too soon. I just put a couple of screws in the back here just to stop it popping off while I'm clipping each side in. Everything looks perfect, like it's going to fit just fine, but I just want to be sure before I sell the old bumpers. Alright, so that's on, that's good. Hopefully it stays back on this side. Okay, so the rear bumper wasn't 100% success. I can still use it. I'm not sure if I'm going to. The rear bumper that came on the car was actually in really good condition. I just didn't want to go to the effort of sanding it all back and smoothing it out again and scuffing back 90% of that paint that's already on there. So that's why I bought this bumper, but I'll have a play around and see if I can still use it. It fits fine, but the corners here, like that can push in. This sits out a bit funny, so I'm not too sure about that. See what I mean? These pull in, so that's fine. There's some screws that will tuck that bit in, so that's okay. I'm really happy that this was fine. That had me a bit worried. I didn't want to have to fill the quarter with bog, but the same issue on this side here. So I could smooth that out and sand it and all that sort of stuff, but that was the whole reason that I bought aftermarket bumpers, because I didn't want to have to do that. So everything's fine except for those corner pieces. So let me know what you think I should do with that. I'll pack all this stuff away and we'll take it for a drive with no panels on and see how that goes.